A very good morning to all of you. In this class, I am going to start with the another important topic of chapter excretory product and their elimination. And the topic is urine formation or ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration. So in this topic we are going to discuss about how the filtration process takes place in the nephron, or what are the function of podocyte cell or epithelial membrane of Bowman capsule. So let us discuss about the ultrafiltration. With the help of diagram. So this is the structure of nephron. This is the structure of nephron, which is formed by different part, or the part of the nephron are uh, Bowman capsule, Bowman capsule, in the Bowman capsule, the afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole modified, divided into the capillary, into the minute capillary. These minute capillaries are known as glomerulus. Glomerulus. Collectively, both the parts are known as Malpighian body. Malpighian body. And below the Malpighian body, proximal convoluted tubule is present. Proximal convoluted tubule is present, also said to be PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Now here is loop of Henle, or ascending part of loop of Henle. Ascending loop of Henle's, and this part is descending loop of Henle, or also said to be descending DCT. Here is descending loop of Henle. Loop of Henle. The descending part continue into the DCT, distal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule, DCT, distal convoluted tubule, and here is collecting duct. collecting duct. Now these are the part of the nephron, or vasa recta is a minute capillaries which roll or present around the nephron or present around the nephron, help in the reabsorption of the nutrients, reabsorption of element, nutrients such and compounds also. But the major important thing is that how the filtration done, how the ultrafiltration done. The filtration membrane formed by the endothelial cell of capillary filtration membrane formed by endothelial membrane of capillary. Endothelial membrane of capillary, and also endothelial membrane of capillary, basement substance or the fluid in between the membrane and basement substance and the last one is epithelial cell of nephron. Epithelial cells consist of a specialized cell. These cells are podocyte cells. Podocytes has a specialized cell. These cells are podocytes. Now they help in the filtration of the blood. So when the blood drain into the glomerulus capillaries, through the glomerulus capillaries or via afferent arteriole, whole blood drain into the glomerulus capillaries, or in between the glomerulus capillaries and the epithelial membrane of nephron, this basement substance is present, which help in the diffusion or transfer of minerals and nutrients, except blood corpuscles and protein. All the plasma contain transfer into the Bowman capsule through the podocyte cell, because podocyte cell formed by has the specialized diameter which do not permit the transfer of protein and the corpuscles, blood cells. Only the plasma, which consists of glucose, potassium, bicarbonate, sodium, iron and water, all are transmitted into the Bowman capsule through the podocyte cells. The podocyte cells function as sieve or net, so that filters all the components, all the blood cells, or transfer into the efferent or arteriole. So here is this the large large blood vessel is known as efferent arteriole, and this one is efferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole or efferent arteriole. The afferent and efferent arteriole together function as transport of blood. How they transport? The afferent arteriole transfer the blood into the glomerulus or capillaries. Glomerulus capillaries. The glomerulus capillaries and the basement substance present in between the vessels or capillaries and the nephron epithelial membrane form a three-layered structure that is known as a filtration membrane. So filtration membrane is formed by basement substance, endothelial membrane of the blood capillary and the epithelial membrane of the nephron. Through this membrane, filtration membrane, all the blood constituent transfer into the Bowman capsule except protein and blood corpuscles. Now, here is the bicarbonate ion, the reabsorption of carbonate ion, the potassium ion, sodium chloride ion, sodium chloride, not ion, sodium chloride and glucose, amino acids, all are reabsorbed from the PCT part. Amino acids, amino acid and water. All the part reabsorb from the PCT part. Proximal convoluted tubule. The proximal convoluted tubule help in the reabsorption of carbonate ion, potassium ion, sodium chloride. Yeah, if we are going to separate these molecules, so sodium ion, chloride ion separately. Now glucose molecule, they are also reabsorbed because they are present in the plasma. Rest of the now what secrete into the PCT proximal convoluted tubule? Water also reabsorbed. 99% of water constituent of the filtrate reabsorbed in the PCT part, proximal convoluted tubule. Or so the filtrate finally transfer into the loop of Henle. The loop of Henle again reabsorb the water, and here the descending part of loop of Henle reabsorb sodium chloride. So because they are impermeable for water, so active transport done for the descending part of loop of Henle is impermeable for water. They transfer sodium chloride by active transport, whereas the ascending or descending, there is descending part. This one is descending part of loop of Henle, and this one is ascending part of loop of Henle. So in the descending part of loop of Henle, the water gets reabsorbed, whereas the descending part of loop of Henle are impermeable for the sodium chloride. And the ascending part of loop of Henle is permeable only for, not the permeable, it is impermeable for the water and the sodium chloride, but sodium chloride reabsorbed by the active transport. But here is the passive transport takes place for the reabsorption of water. So student, now in the ultrafiltration, all the molecules reabsorb, or in the ultrafiltration, that means special molecules get transferred into only the Bowman capsule, whereas the protein and the blood corpuscles again collected into the efferent arteriole. Now all the constituents of blood are transferred into the PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, where the carbonate ion, sodium chloride, glucose, potassium ion, all are reabsorbed, and then filtrate transfer into the loop of Henle. The descending part of loop of Henle permeable for water only, not the sodium chloride. So they transfer the reabsorption of water through passive transport done in the loop of Henle, or which loop of Henle? Descending part of loop of Henle. Now in the ascending part of loop of Henle, this region is impermeable for water and sodium chloride too, but they transfer the sodium chloride or reabsorb the sodium chloride with the ascending loop of Henle by the active transport by the use of ATP. Now the filtrate transfer into the DCT part, where again reabsorption of bicarbonate ion, potassium ion, sodium chloride ion, sodium chloride and water. These are potassium, the secretion of potassium ion and H plus ion takes place at this region. Again, the water reabsorbed by the collecting duct. So these are finally the all the important constituent reabsorbed from the loop of Henle, from the DCT part, collecting duct, or water to reabsorb by the DCT part and the PCT part. Now, rest of the water constituent remove or reabsorb by the collecting duct. At the final stage, the urea also release from some amount of urea also released from the collecting duct. Now, if we talk about the what is the amount of filtrate form during per minute. So the GFR, glomerular filtration rate, is about 125 ml per milliliter per minute. If we talk about in a day how much filtration done, actually GFR is about 180 liter per day. 180 liter per day filtration done, but the formation of urine is only about 1.5 liter per day. So minimum quantity of the urine formation occur. So minimum quantity for the urine formation occur in such process, because all the water the filtration is done nearly about 180 liter per day, but the urine formation is about 1.5 liter per day. So all the constituent water, glucose, sodium chloride are reabsorbed during this process. Now student, here in the ultrafiltration, if we talk about in the ultrafiltration, what is the role of the Bowman capsule and the glomerulus or Malpighian body? So Malpighian body form a specialized structure with the help of podocyte cell, where from the podocyte cell function as a sieve, or that all the constituent transfer into the Bowman capsule except some larger component like protein and blood corpuscles. They again, the blood corpuscles present at this region transfer into the efferent arteriole or continue into the blood circulatory system, whereas the constituent or the filtrate transfer into the PCT except the protein and the Bowman capsule. Except the protein and Bowman capsule. Now in the ultrafiltration, if we are going to discuss or summarize how the ultrafiltration takes place in nephron, so it is divided into 3 steps. The first step is glomerular filtration. And the second step is reabsorption, and the third and final step is secretion. So in the first step, in the glomerular filtration, the function of podocyte cell only allows a specific structure, only allow the plasma constituent which have a specialized structure or shape. Only a specific shape with shape and size molecule can pass the podocyte, can pass through the podocyte cell, not all the cells. So the filtration membrane, the ultrafiltration, glomerular filtration done by the filtration membrane of podocyte only through the glomerular filtration, or the filtrate which is passed from the podocyte constitute only bicarbonate ion, glucose, amino acids, potassium ion or potassium ion, sodium chloride ion, minerals and nutrients with a small size, which has small size. Now all such molecule filter pass the podocyte cell. In the reabsorption of all these constituents from the food, but also the nitrogenous waste also pass the filtration membrane or transfer into the filtrate or glomerular Bowman capsule, transfer into the Bowman capsule. Now in the reabsorption of minerals, nutrients, glucose, amino acids, sodium chloride, potassium ion, also the secretion of reabsorption of bicarbonate or carbonate ion and glucose, amino acid and glucose. Secretion of also reabsorption of urea also takes place, and the secretion of H plus water potassium. The proton and potassium secretion of proton and potassium both are takes place in that region. So secretion, during the secretion, the secretion and reabsorption both are takes place in loop of Henle. In ascending part of loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule. The ADH hormone work on the DCT part because they have the receptor for ADH hormone, or ADH hormone also function as vasopressin, or they press the vessels for increasing the blood circulatory system or increasing the blood pressure, so that that is result in the increase in the glomerular filtration, increase in the GFR value, or that GFR value increase by the increase in the glomerular filtration, increase GFR value increase in the blood pressure. So whenever the blood pressure increases, that person also feels that their GFR value also increases, and urine formation also increase with the increase in the blood pressure, their blood pressure. So now renin-angiotensin renin-angiotensin hormone also function in the urine formation. Renin function as vasodilator. Whenever the blood pressure increases, the vasodilator renin present at the afferent artery, at the junction of afferent artery or juxtamedullary nephron that increase the diameter released by the common region in between present in between the afferent arteriole and the juxtamedullary nephron. That release the specialized cell release renin hormone, which is a vasodilator, increase the diameter of the blood vessel or diameter of the afferent arteriole, thus change in the blood pressure, or due to change in the blood pressure the glomerular filtration together also decrease. So this is the phenomena of the overall GFR and urine formation. So student, I hope you like this video. Thank you for listening and watching.